The Hermit by Richard Gessner. The Hermit by Richard Gessner. My tree is tall and hollow. I hide in a grotto of roots in the trunk, half buried in dirt and rotting wood fiber. When I want to remember my past life in the outside world, I look up at a thin bar of light coming through a small hole above me. A bird's nest is stuck between a crevice of bark near the bar of light. The faint rustle of feathers is the sign of the bird passing through the hole while returning to or leaving the nest. My head is covered with an accretion of bird droppings, which has slowly become a helmet growing an iota thicker each time the bird drops on me. The helmet has begun to extend down the sides of my head, sealing over my ears, drowning out the barking pursuit of bloodhound stigmata encroaching in the distance. I am resigned to dining on grubs and termites, a humble repast, grossly offending my rarefied palate, desperately pining for a crepe Suzette or Linzer torte. Fate is the absence of luxury. I keep track of time by measuring the minute gradations of my helmet's thickness with a notched root, torn from the grotto with my teeth. Gnawing on the root in the darkness, I have covered it end to end with rows of notches, the root turning into a functional braille ruler, which I read with my fingertips in the darkness, holding the root against the edges of the helmet near my cheeks, neck, and forehead, measuring the distances between my skin and the top stratum of the helmet. I take into consideration that every time the bird drops on me, falling down the length of the tree, the droppings do not necessarily land on my head. For each one of the bird's misfirings, I make a note of the demerit, subtracting a notch from the root, running it gingerly between my molars until feeling a tiny loose wood bump on my tongue. In my dogged quest for precision, I have calculated that 2 inches of bird droppings accumulate on my helmet per year. New notches of measurement are carved in the root with finger and toenails. Toenails for deep notches, pinky nails for shallow notches, index fingernails for moderate notches. Spare demerit notch bumps are pouched in my navel marsupial style, blurring my fingerprints, hexing the bloodhound stigmata. In 5 years, I have calculated my helmet will be as wide as the diameter of the tree trunk. The helmet growing into a mausoleum headdress, which will get permanently jammed between the inside walls of the tree trunk. Fate is pain without repentance. Once, in my arrogance, I thought I could usurp the bird, shaking the tree, causing its eggs to fall from the nest, smashing upon my helmet, the vanquished baby birds adorning my helmet like the chevrons on the uniform you worn in my youth. I have grown to accept the inevitable mausoleum headdress with grim abandon. Grandiose dreams of the vanquished baby bird beaks, stuffed with spare demerit notch bumps, have been cast to the winds along with distant memories of pageantry and fine clothes. The headdress will still my absconding retirement plan for good, bringing my intense and static secrecy to an end. Not a bad fate after running half my life. Resurrect, vivisect. We exhausted the flesh to break free of the bone. A bone to abscond will thwart a bloodhound stigmata. A baby chevron hidden in a Linzer torte will be the bone of temptation for a bloodhound stigmata. Resurrect, vivisect. To break free of the bone, riddle a crepe Suzette with a fusillade of spare demerit notch bumps on a misty night. To exhaust the flesh, abscond with the bone of a bloodhound stigmata. To catch a deposed king, swaddle him in crepe chevron Suzettes. When a machine goes up in flames, donate your body to science. When a machine goes up in flames, donate your grotto to science. Resurrect, vivisect. Chevron stigmata break free of Linzer torte, exhausting the bone. Linzer bumps in crepe roots bring nodes of demerit to torte Suzettes. Spare demerit notch bumps, pouched in machine, will make all marsupials hide my military fingerprints in a bloodhound navels. Military fingerprints of a deposed king find pageantry in a grotto of roots. Linzer bumps and torte Suzettes, grub machine grub, grub machine grub. Root is the better part of precision. Precision is the root of bloodhounds and vacuum-packed tin cans. Resurrect, vivisect, continent to continent, across the ocean, ocean to tree, tree to land, land to bog, dull government scalpel knives rusting in a peat bog. Bogged down in fading newspaper headlines of a king at large, tall tree tales do not a cryptic ghost make. Nodes of identity are protean fakes. Protean ghosts carve a stigmata in the bark. Protean ghost kings are waiting for a thin bar of moonlight. The Hermit by Richard Gessner. The Hermit by Richard Gessner.